Originally released in America in January of 1990 for the NES and re-released for 3DS Virtual Console on November 14, 2013, River City Ransom is an action RPG beat-em-up that with a few key features differentiated it from other beat-em-ups at the time, like Double Dragon or Final Fight. These features helped pave the way to some of my favorite beat-em-ups, and for that, I appreciate this game a lot. So much so that I want to get into the main aspects about this game immediately. I'm even gonna skip having a story section this time around, because we don't really need it. The story is just that Alex and Ryan, the main characters, get a note that River City High and Ryan's girlfriend Cindy are being held hostage by a gang leader named Slick. So they go rescue them. That's literally the entire story. Games back then didn't really have that much of a complicated plot. So let's not waste any more time and begin reminiscing on River City Ransom. Much like other beat-em-ups, you move around freely on the screen, jumping, running, punching, and kicking as you please. As you roam around River City, you'll encounter tons of street thugs and gangs just itching for a fight. You could deal with these guys with good old fisticuffs or weapons. Things like chains, trash cans, brass knuckles, and pipes can be used as effective melee options, or you can just throw them at people. After beating up some thugs, they will drop some money that you can use at the various strip malls and shops strewn about River City. These places are important as the various foods and items you can buy will increase your stats, like increasing the amount of damage your punches and kicks can do, or increasing your willpower, which can bring you back with some help after you get knocked out. Willpower is especially useful considering that if you get knocked out, you'll wake up at the last mall you visited with half of your money missing. It's not too bad as enemies and even bosses infinitely respawn, but it can be a bit disheartening if you're saving up for a particularly expensive item, like the books, which can give you special moves to add some more oomph to your attacks. Besides that though, the world is your oyster. You can run around parks, streets, bridges, warehouses, you name it, and the only thing you're required to do to proceed with the game is beat up all the gang leaders. This is done by defeating all the thugs until a gang leader shows up, or going to a certain location and finding them waiting for you. Only when you beat all the gang leaders will the gates to River City High open up so you can find Slick and beat his derriere. I absolutely love this game. Its satisfying combat, while a bit stiff, hasn't aged a day, and the power trip you get while gorging on food and immediately seeing the results as you destroy previous enemies and gang leaders easily feels amazing. It just feels good to fight enemies in this game, and the freedom to explore River City is a nice addition as well. 'Tis a shame that the NES holds this game back from being the truly fluid beast it was destined to be. If it had a remake, then they could fix those issues easily, but sadly that's not the case. Or is it? Yes, on May 26, 2004, River City Ransom was remade for the GBA as River City Ransom EX. This version, besides the graphic overhaul, made Ryan an AI-controlled partner, added the ability to configure the gameplay on the fly, character customization, the ability to save your character in up to 12 slots, and my favorite addition, you have a reputation meter in this game. By doing various actions like beating up gangs, being honorable during your fights, and for some reason running into walls, you can have other characters and even bosses join you and form a posse. You can even activate side quests and other events by talking to certain people or going to certain places with a high reputation. It's great, but of course, there's the most important addition: the feel of the combat has been refined. Now the gameplay has reached its pinnacle, as the buttery smooth and fluid combat alongside the many additions makes this the definitive version of the game to play. Unfortunately, this game was published by Atlas back before they were as big as they are now, and yep, that looks about right. So it's better to just get a ROM in this game to play it. Here's a little thing about me. I have a bit of a bias against NES games. Due to 90% of the console's library being either Nintendo hard games, meaning that you would have to die over and over again until you memorize the game to even progress, or unplayable garbage that the angry video game nerd has been tearing into for 14 years, I don't look back on the NES fondly and only have a few games that I would want to go back to. River City Ransom, as you can guess, is one of those games. Sure, I'll go back to the GBA version more often than not, but the original version of River City Ransom is still an absolute classic that, despite being 28 years old, still holds up with its fun and satisfying gameplay. And with that, that is all I have to say. about River City Ransom. Let me know what you guys think about this game, but only if you want to. Guys, be safe out there, and thank you so much for watching.
Sucks,